Alright guys, thought would bring you with me on a little ride out. It's about 5:10. Wednesday tea time, or dinner time, whatever you want to call it, or afternoon. I'm going that way. Old lady stood there, not knowing which way to go. Yeah, and thought I'd get a few bits in from Lidl. So like I said, I thought I'd do a quick video. God, I must do something about these squeaky brakes. Check the pads at least. Yeah, being fucking full of a cold or chest infection or something. I think I'm starting to be on the mend a bit now. So I'm going that way. God, I'm having to tell everyone everything. You know, it's been dry all day. I think it's just starting to flipping. It's been just starting to spit off at past flipping couple of minutes as I decide to come out. There's a car there, won't it? Look. Oh yeah, and also, in my last video was on about with no license plates and all that for e-bikes, which obviously I think is a good thing. But then on the other hand, the exact same government have dropped the 20% tariff on Chinese e-bikes. So on one hand the government's saying, oh watch out, there's a lot of fires with them and you can't do this with them, you can't do that with them, and people complaining about them, and the government try to say it's, well, the government flipping seizing people's bikes, well, the police, but they're all one, aren't they? The police seizing people's bikes and crushing them, but now they're going to make it cheaper for people to get them, which obviously I like the idea of them being cheaper, but again, it doesn't make, the government's policy doesn't make any sense on e-bikes. On one side of it, you make it's like they hate them. On the other side of it, they love it. I don't know. It's so hard to know the government's real stance and real opinion on e-bikes. Because that's why there's not a lot of investment in e-bikes and that in this country. Do you know what I mean? That's why it's very patchy. Because the government, do you know, aren't committing themselves properly to it. If they just say, right, yeah, you can have them, no problem, as we can now. You're alright with your throttle because it don't really make that much fucking difference. In fact, it's more controllable with a throttle than it is a cheap pedal assist system. Like, fair enough, you can't get within, you know, whatever speed limit you want to do, which wouldn't make sense. But at least have something decent. You know what I mean? 25 mile an hour or something. You know what I mean? And even if you're going to keep it to like 15.5, at least be out of a throttle. Because on one side the government was sort of acknowledging it is good for people with limited mobility as well, to have, instead of, you know, like, you know, instead of like a big ass mobility scooter, having a normal scooter, you know, a normal little electric scooter or bike. So on some parts they are thinking right, and on others, the head's in the clouds. I mean, there are some people that think they should have flipping license plates and insurance and everything like that. And in some ways I can genuinely see where they're coming from. But the trouble is, I'm against a lot of government interference, and I think it's just more interference in something they don't really need to poke into that much. And like a licensing system, the trouble is with that, you couldn't have it really dirt cheap, because the administration and everything behind it all, it create the whole thing. So even if there was to do it bare minimum, you'd still probably tend to find it'd have to be around £40 a year for licensing. Not like, just because of all the admin behind it, it all needs paying. And insurance, well, that's madness. Right, see you in a bit, guys.